Hello. Let me switch to live chat. Just finished my lunch, which was tuna and mustard, because, well, it's functional, it does the job. Okay. Nope, I popped out chat. I do this every time. When I pop out chat, it goes back to top chat, which is silly and seems like a flaw. Okay. We got so many things going on here. Hello, everyone. How are all of you doing? Lands of Evershade is blowing up. Let me take a look at this over here, because when I last checked, it was at like 650, was it? It's probably at like 850, maybe 850, 750. Let's see what it's at. It is currently at 900, higher than that. 900. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a big campaign. This is gonna be a $6 million campaign. 6 million. Let's see. So generally, campaigns will do around 30 to 40% day one, which is a range. But if you're talking about, let's say, a 30% day one, then to get to 6 million, you need to get 2 million day one. And if you're at $900,000 an hour in, I feel like it's less than an hour. Is it less than an hour? I feel it's less than an hour. Anyways, if you're at $900,000 an hour in, then it's very reasonable to get to $2 million day one. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, let's go ahead and go through everything over here. Danny, hey, you from the Cleveland area? Yes, indeed, Danny, I am from the Cleveland area. If you are from the Cleveland area, feel free to shoot me an email at alex@boardgameco.com. Email is in the bottom of every single video, in the description, very, very, very bottom. I generally am open to gaming with people in the area. Some people on a regular basis, some people on a less regular basis, but almost always I am happy to game with people. Oh my gosh, there's a person I need to email. There's a person who tried gaming with me one time when I happened to have a series of very busy weeks, and I just kept on pushing him off for like 4 weeks, and I feel bad with that because now he might think that I was trying to avoid him. I should reach out to him. I should make that happen. You know what? Give me a second. Let me see if I can find the person now, because honestly, there's a thing in life. It's very complicated. Life is complicated, but sometimes in life, you do want to say no, but you don't want to say no. And so what you do is you do actually push people off indefinitely, and then they eventually get the hint. Now, some people don't get the hint, which is a problem. Some people do get the hint, which is a good thing, and some people get the hint when you didn't mean to give the hint, which is also a problem. So there's 3 possible outcomes, and only one of them is actually good. So I need to see if I can find his username. It was on Discord, I remember that. Well, let me see if I can find him here, because I don't remember his name at all. Give me a second. This is important. People feeling bad is important. 9 months ago? No, it couldn't have been 9 months ago. Let me see. Give me a second here. Give me a second now. Would it have been 5 months ago? 5 months is doable, because I do vaguely recall it was roughly when I was moving, maybe. Was that the issue? But then this is not working. 4 months? No. Call ended. No, I didn't do a call with this person. Could it have been 6 months ago? Let's see. Was it this person? Nope, not this person. Nope. I'm going to come back to the chat in a second. Just if I can get this person, I would like to do so, because I feel very bad about how this played out. Nope, not this person. Oh, this is not good. I don't see them in my chat. Are they? If somebody is no longer on Discord, do they no longer show up in Discord? I'm going to have to find them later. Anyways, like if they delete their Discord account, does it no longer show up in my history? Because I'm not seeing the obvious names in the past 3 months, and it was longer than that ago, and I'm not seeing anything above. Well, either way, I'll do it later. Okay, Srebme, hi friends, happy Thursday, Srebme. I see that you're coming to level up a little bit lower down, but we'll get to that in a second. I'm setting up for a cozy game of Mythwind tonight. Enjoy Mythwind. Mythwind is fun. I enjoy Mythwind. I enjoyed it more in the final game than the prototype, but ultimately it is one that I enjoy, but I prefer other games. So I like it, I played it. There'll be your first impressions in some video coming at some point, but either way. Ryan, I'm going to level up. Chad is going to watch the kids. Srebme, glad to have you. Happy they're coming to level up. Very excited. Just got off a call today. We're probably trending. We'll see what numbers we have at the end, but I'm thinking we're going to have like 50 to 60 play to wins, which for an attendance of, 400 to 500 is really not bad. That's like a 1 in 8 chance of winning a game, especially because we do limit, I think, don't tell me this, I think our plan is to limit 1 winner per thing. So that's like a 1 in 8 chance of winning, which is really not bad, and it may even go higher. We'll see how it goes. Brian, yay. Robbie Sanger, hello everyone. Brian, what day are you going home? Sunday or Monday? ACS, happy Thursday. ACS, happy Thursday to you as well. I will get back to you. I need to get caught up. Brian, need to book my plane ticket. Me too. Need to book all the things. Hoping to fly in mid-Thursday. Leave as late as possible Sunday. Okay. It's been a minute since I made it to... Wait, back up. Welcome to the party, pal. Okay, there we go. Jason Brown, been a minute since I made it to the weekly live stream. This is me. Alex, how was Poland? Poland was not delightful, but that's not Poland's fault. Poland was delightful enough. But I usually don't get sick when I travel. I usually get tired when I travel, but I'm tired all the time. That's my secret. I'm always tired. Poland, I either got jet lag or something. I don't really know what jet lag is because I don't think I get jet lag. So if jet lag is just like weird tiredness and sleep schedule, that's not what this was. Getting off the plane day one, I was very, very nauseous. It's been a long time since I felt I might throw up. I don't remember the last time I actually threw up, but it's been a long time since I even felt like I might throw up, and I felt like I might throw up like leaving the plane. I was like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. I did make it back to my hotel. I crashed. And from there, I was kind of on and off how well I felt the entire Poland trip. So ultimately, it was a good trip. I had fun. I got to spend a lot of time with people who I enjoyed their company. Had a good time. I just definitely felt under the weather the entire. I off and on under the weather the entire time. So it was a good trip, but I've had better. Let's see. The greetings, welcome. Mike, I need to get Alex to play Legends of the Void. I think you would like it. I'm open to it. I've seen enough that I am intrigued by Legends of the Void. It says yes, I had a feeling you would strap me. Yes. Chris, greetings, Alex. Hello, Chris. Brian, negative. 3 unplayed. Did someone ask? Oh, there we go. There we go. I missed the comment. Brian, I need to get Alex to play Vindication expansions. I have sadly been unsuccessful in this endeavor. Speaking of sickness and all that, we were actually supposed to play Vindication, not with expansions, on Monday. My game group, AP and Meg and I were getting together to play Vindication, and then it ended up being just me and AP playing games because Meg decided to get sick. So Vindication was supposed to happen this week and didn't. I would still like it to happen, but I'd like a lot of things to happen, so we'll see how that goes. Has anyone played Anno 1800? We're hoping to table it this weekend. I love Anno 1800. I prefer to Brass. I think Brass is the better game. Don't get me wrong, but I do find that the heavier the game, the more I need to be in the mood for it. Anno 1800 is just lighter enough that I'm always in the mood for Anno 1800, and Brass I am situationally in the mood for. Brass was a 5 out of 5 at one point. I've demoted it to a 4.5 out of 5, and Anno 1800 is a solid 5 out of 5. I'm gonna grab a tissue to blow my nose, and I'll be right back. For the record, by the way, I am a very loud nose blower. So, one second. Like, in general, when I blow my nose, it's always like an exhibition. And I don't know what ratio of people have that or not. Like, how many of you are loud nose blowers versus very soft nose blowers? Like, if I'm a soft nose blower, the stuff that's in there isn't coming out. Like, loosely, sure, but like, gunk sticks around in there. You gotta give it a lot of energy. So, but I also know that, like, especially if I'm in an airport blowing my nose, like, all the people who look at me, because I'm like, I can't do it now, I need the tissue, otherwise it's just going to be a mess. But I am curious how many people in the population are loud nose blowers versus how many are not loud nose blowers. So sound off, pun intended, if you're a loud nose blower. Has anyone auto backed Lands of Evershade because of Alex's review? ACS, yes. I backed it for now, but I keep it yet to be seen. I had a feeling you would strap me. Okay, greetings, Alex. Negative. Brian says negative. 3 unplayed AR games already with 1 coming. Don't need a 5th. Brian, this is a real problem that we all have. And I know Srebme, in fact, I know they have it as well, that there is the desire to get games and the desire to play games and then the reality of what happens next. And that's complicated, and I've gotten better. I've gotten much better at, and it's hard because I get flack for it as well, but it's a real problem. So here's the problem you get. I will play a game, enjoy the game, want to buy the game, and not get the game because I know that it will not get played compared to other games. But then I'll get people who are like a good example of this is Dragon Eclipse. I think Dragon Eclipse is a very fun game. I had a lot of fun with it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I think it's great. Now, 4 out of 5 is not a 5 out of 5, but it's a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it. I actively want it. I hope they send it to me, and I will not buy it because I know I will not prioritize it over other games. And even if they do send it to me, there's a chance I eventually table it and then decide to get rid of it. And then I'll get people who are like, oh yeah, BoardGameCo hypes up another game and then leaves his collection. Yeah. But it's not because Dragon Eclipse isn't good, that's because Dragon Eclipse is good, and there's so many good games, and these big box campaign games ask so much time of you. Now, for the record, games that I give a 5 out of 5, or even a 4.5 out of 5, those do not leave my collection frequently at all. 5 out of 5s very, very rarely. I think since I've been doing this channel, I have to remember like what other ones, but I think the only 5 out of 5 that has left my collection since starting this channel like 5 years ago by now was Destinies. Destinies was a game that I did give a 5 out of 5 to, and it did go down over time. Every other game I've given a 5 out of 5 to, I think, I have to look through it, but every other game I've given a 5 out of 5 to, still here. And 90% of the 4.5s are still here. The 4s are where 4s just aren't safe. And a 4 is a good game. A 4 is a game that impresses me, but the reality is, especially with regular games, you're working with limited time. And especially with campaign games, you're working with so much more limited time. The amount of campaign games in my house right now that I don't want to get rid of, but probably should, is a lot. I should be getting rid of Tamashii. Not because it's not good, but because I'd rather play Primal and Agamonia over Tamashii. I should be getting rid of ISS Vanguard. Not because ISS Vanguard isn't good, but because I'd rather play Assassin's Creed over ISS Vanguard. Actually, I'm not sure. That's a little complicated, because Assassin's Creed I do like more than ISS Vanguard, but I've played through enough Assassin's Creed that I'm not actually sure. I have Stalker from Awaken Realms. I love Stalker. Okay, Stalker is great, and I'm not getting... Stalker is actually... I'm not going to get rid of Stalker right now. Stalker is much... It's a manageable campaign size. So, it's a real problem to deal with enjoying things, wanting things, and then the knowledge of whether you will or won't table them. Now, there are campaign games I table. I've been tabling Teneris a lot. I've been tabling Agamonia a lot. I've been tabling Primal a lot. There are campaign games you do prioritize. Seventh Continent did not table like that one. So, like, there's always games... Oh, I lied. No, Seventh Citadel. Seventh Citadel is one I'm getting rid of. That's a 5 out of 5 I'm getting rid of. That's complicated. Oh, I feel bad about that one. You see, it does happen. Seventh Citadel and Destinies. Okay, it's not the worst, but I'm still unhappy. I liked it better when it was just one. But either way, when it comes to Lands of Evershade, I can't speak to your experience. I can tell you that if you look at the campaign page or my video or people who have played it, I'm definitely not the only one who feels it's a best-in-class Awaken Realms game. I'm definitely not the only one. That said, it doesn't mean I'm the majority. It doesn't mean that most people will like it more than the average Awaken Realms game. To me, this is arguably my favorite Awaken Realms... Not arguably. This is absolutely my favorite Awaken Realms campaign game, beating every single other one, in the sense like these big box narrative games. The only game it feels very similar to is Iridia and Agamonia, both of which are games I love. For me, Lands of Evershade will be prioritized. Like Primal, like Teneris, like Agamonia, it's going to fall into the category of, even though I have no time, I will prioritize Lands of Evershade because it is that good. For me. Doesn't mean it's that good for you. Chris... Alex, have you played Rats of Ristar yet? No, I have not. Meg has Rats of Ristar. She wants to table it at some point. I've never had an interest in Rats of Ristar for whatever reason. Never went on my radar. Yeah, so, I mean, I'll get to it at some point, I'm sure, but there's no priority on my end. ACS, fair enough. Brian, Brian, we have the same thing in our house, but still backed it. Srebme, I hope you won't regret it. The main question is, are there any games that you actually do... Are there any campaign games that you do give time to? Because my problem isn't that I don't play campaign games. My problem is I only play maybe a fifth of the ones that I want to play. So my problem is not that I don't, it's that I have to be more specific and prioritize them more carefully. Let's see. Ryan, I'm running out of space. That's a real problem. Vindication is fantastic. That's a good goal for sure. And Alex loves it, so it shouldn't be that hard. Mike, it's harder than you think because I like Vindication. I love Vindication as is. So I'm always, whenever it comes to expansions, I'm never in a rush to add them if I love the game as is. I'm in a rush to get every single last one. I will buy every single planet for Unsettled ever, even though I haven't played half of them. But I'll still keep buying them because I love the game. So, problems. ACS, I backed Grim Coven and Dragon Eclipse, and backing a third is scary, but I'm very tempted. So, good example. Grim Coven and Dragon Eclipse, both get good games, both games I really enjoyed, neither of which are games that I think I'll prioritize over Stalker or over over Lands of Evershade. Loser, are you going all in on Avalon? Loser, you should change your username. I don't like it at all. Loser, are you going all in on Avalon? Also, did anyone notice that both card sizes in the game are irregular, so you're forced to buy their sleeves if you like sleeving your cards? Are you serious? Did they really do that? I'm so upset at them. Is that true? Did Shadowborn Games really make two different sizes of irregular cards that you need custom sleeves for? If that's true, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but whether intentional or not, I think that's a horrible decision. Oh, I hate it so much. Oh, I hate that so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to pull this back in and actually look into this a little further. Holy hell, I hope they do not stick with that decision. That is, you always do standard card sizes. Always. Can someone confirm if that's true? Like, I don't care if you're not, like, the most common card sizes, but if they're, like, if Sleeve Kings, which has a bunch of sleeves, if Sleeve Kings does not have sleeves for the cards in Avalon, that bothers me so much. An irrational amount. Mike, I would never get the hint. Get to the table already? I would never get the hint. Oh, yes. Okay, this far behind? How far behind am I? Okay, well, I'm behind. Baldip Bogle, Blood Rage or Avalon? That's Blood Rage. My answer is Blood Rage, but it's nuanced. I would rather own Avalon. Right now, if you ask me right now, today, no, that's not true. No, it's not. I'd rather own Blood Rage. But it's complicated. Right now, I would rather play Avalon than Blood Rage. But Blood Rage has withstood, I don't know, 60 plays, 50 plays, something like that in my collection. So that's a game that I know stands the test of time. Avalon, congratulations, I've played it 3 times. That's not the same level of knowledge, of certainty around a game. Do I love it? Absolutely. Thank you for re-upping your membership, Successful. You are a prince of a human being. But yeah, so Blood Rage because of reliability, Avalon, and Blood Rage because of reliability for me. Blood Rage for you, because I still think a game that has lasted 50 plays is great, and Avalon is what I currently prefer to play in this moment. Brian, Avalon might actually get me. I don't need it, but we don't need any games. So have me. Robot Alex does have feelings. Alex has feelings. So here's my thing. I try to avoid negative feelings. Feelings that the way I like to process emotions. I'd like to. I'm not perfect at this, but the way I like to is in my perfect world, emotions that are happy, that give me joy, that make me care for others. Those are all good things. Emotions that are just based in feeling bad, that don't help you, that's not great. The most common example is worry. Worry is by far the worst emotion, because now worry can be helpful because worry can incentivize you to take action. But once you've taken the actions, any additional worry is just holding you down. So I would prefer to have as few negative emotions as possible that don't drive positive behaviors. But yeah, I do like being called a robot. Robot Alex does have feelings. ACS, Blood Rage versus Avalon is the biggest question Alex needs to answer. Already answered. Joey, hello everyone. Dragon's Tomb, hi Alex, would you mind ending the stream and instead doing it closer to 11:30 p.m. tonight? Sure. Is that because you're bringing a silicone +1? Jason, I haven't backed anything in a minute, but Avalon's gonna get me. Good luck. Swab me, Jeff. I'm available at 11:30 p.m. tonight. Agree to reschedule. I hate when friends decide to get sick. Professor Meg, yes, I decided to be sick. Hello, Meg. How's it going? Where am I? I got caught. Meg, feel better, Meg. Meg, seeing your face only in preview content isn't enough for me. Mike James, that wasn't very nice, Meg. AP deserves better. AP and I'll have you know, we played Mistborn, the deck building game, and oh my gosh, Nyakuza, the new CMON title that's a re-implementation of Orongo or something like that. Robbie, Alex, how is the 3D printing with the new printer? Any issues? I mean, I did a full video on this. I had a bunch of issues, and I have had issues here and there, but for the most part, it's going great. I love it. I have this new toy. One second. I mostly print gizmos now. I don't actually do, like, inserts. I do inserts. I printed inserts, but I mostly do gizmos. I like this one. This is like just a little fidget. There's lots of little fidgets I just create, and not create. I just print. So it's usually printing nonstop. Anything from toys for the kids, toys for me, or board game inserts, or anything in between. Anyways, Professor Meg, I'm already much better. Danny Gable, I'm a loud sneezer. Good, I'm glad I'm not alone. Strap me, I know things are in the works, but there's been too many previews lately. There have been. Previews are going to slow down. I think previews are going to slow down. Probably in the next 2 weeks is when they really slow down, because then you hit holiday season. Once you hit like Black Friday and onwards, everything slows down. Ryan, hello Meg. What's up with Clark? What's up with Tara Turner? It looks like it just passed funding goal, which is pretty low. Didn't think it was going to fund. Is it any good or hot garbage? Not much coverage discussion on it. I've only heard of it from comments, possibly yours. Its campaign ends today. Yeah, my 2 back and not to back, I need to get back on track with that. I've fallen so far behind. The good news is once everything slows down, I will inherently catch up as everything slows to a crawl. I hope to have 2 back and not to back this week, but it does mean I missed a bunch of campaigns, because that's what happens. Eric Ritter, what are you going to do as a storage solution for the all-in set Cthulhu May Die that's going to be in existence? Just shove out all the miniatures in a box. Right now, my Cthulhu May Die, just the minis are just in boxes. Like I don't keep the inserts, so it'll just be a mess, but it'll be a functional mess. So me, Eric, buy a bigger house again. Eric Ritter, unfortunately, you might be correct. Mike James, Tamashi's one-shot style makes it easy to table. I like it a lot more than I expected it to. I'm not actually getting rid of Tamashi because I like it. Like I just filmed campaign game purges or whatnot, they'll go up at some point. Again, I talked about this in the past. I filmed 2 videos, accidentally didn't have audio in one, still figuring that out, but I'll figure it out sooner or later. But ultimately, I did do a campaign game purge where I got rid of like 12 campaign games or something like that. Maybe it's only 10. Some number. I got rid of some number of campaign games. I still have way too many left and still more coming, but whatever. So at me, we just bought another Calyx last weekend. It's already full. Good luck with that. That's why I quit buying Calyxes. So at me, Destiny's dropped from a 5 to a not 5 before it left your collection, right? Yeah, that's complicated. So I think that's inherent, meaning my reviews have meanings. My numbers, my numeric scores have meanings. And a 5 is a game I always want to play. So for a game to leave my collection, I don't think it's possible for a game to be a 5 and leave my collection. Now the question is, the more interesting question is, does it leave my collection while I think it's a 5, or do I realize it's not a 5 and then it leaves my collection? And that is complicated. But it also is unfair because if you have, let's say I had 3,000 games in my collection that were 5s. Oh, this is interesting. This is an interesting challenge. If a 5 to me is a game I always want to play, and that's based on the quality of the game itself, then if I have 3,000 5s, are they still 5s, or inherently, because there's not enough time, do they become lesser? I think for me, it still comes down to the game. Other games can influence how I feel about a game and lower the rating, but I don't think my ability to table it is a factor. Meaning, if I have 3,000 5s, I might start getting rid of 5s, even though I always want to play them. So I think for me, it can still be a 5. But in the case of Destinies, let's do Destinies and 7th Citadel, because I think those are the only 2 5 to 5s that I've left in my collection since starting the channel. Destinies is one that I still really enjoy, had a lot of fun with it, played it a lot. Ultimately, I started playing other games that gave me similar feelings without the app. You see, narrative games to me, games that are more about the exploration of the story, that's not my go-to genre, at least it didn't start off that way. Over time, I found more and more games that gave me the experience that Destinies did, but without an app, and I don't like apps. So Destinies for me was like, oh my gosh, I really like this. This is one of the first narrative games that has really pulled me into this extent. But then I played games like Iridia and Agamonia and Roll for Adventure, although granted Roll for Adventure did go down as more I played it, but nonetheless, at least at first. Sleeping Gods even. Like, there's many games I've played that gave me the experience Destinies did and without an app, and that made me want to table Destinies less because I was getting the same experience without an app, and I do not love apps. I will, the more involved the app is, the less likely I am to like the game. And so I like Destinies despite the app, and as I got those experiences elsewhere, Destinies went down for me. But I still think it's a great game. I still enjoy it. It just definitely went down for me. Then there's 7th Citadel, and that one's much more complicated. 7th Citadel, I think, 7th Citadel is more, because, so like Destinies, I think Destinies arguably went down to a 4 for me. I think it went down to a 4, not even a 4.5. I think 7th Citadel did go down to a 4.5. I don't think it deserved the 5 rating. I think that's a mistake. Because as much as I enjoyed the gameplay, because a good example here would be Elder Scrolls Betrayal of Second Era. Because I do learn and get better over time at figuring out where to draw certain lines. But Elder Scrolls Betrayal of Second Era, the gameplay itself is easily a 5. But it is a harder game to pull out on the table, and that dropped it to a 4.5 out of 5 for me because my willingness to pull it out and play it is a little bit biased against it because of the investment. 7th Citadel is in a similar place. I think 7th Citadel, and 7th Continent for that matter, is an incredible experience. It definitely was a 5 out of 5 when I first got it, but over time, the shine of the experience and the height of the experience definitely goes down. Anything new gets a little less interesting over time, but the work involved in the experience stays present. And so for me, as much as I enjoyed 7th Citadel, because the work is still present every time you play, and the filing cards, and the putting things back, and the pulling out this card, and all that, that's always present every time you play, and the height of the exploration, that magic disappears the more you table it. So I think those did drop. Both 7th Citadel and 7th Continent dropped to 4.5s, and lost to other games that I think I'd rather prioritize. I think that's where things are with them. But again, these things are nuanced and complicated and not always easy, and that's hard, especially if you are like where I always do understand people's like frustration is at the end of the day, like I'll be sit here on these videos all the time, and there'll be many games that I give like a 3.5 to, there'll be many games I give a 3, many games I give like a 4 to, but there are games that I am excited about and hyped, and then they leave, and there's a sense of betrayal around that because you're like, but you love this, and I bought it because of you, and now it's leaving. And yes, there's a lot of great games out there. And that's very hard to figure out exactly how to navigate a lot of great games and not enough time to play those great games. Okay. ACS, have you tried Tamashi since getting it? No. Aloha, successful. Jacob, I fell in love with larger cards in board games. Do you know of any good games with tarot-sized cards? I mean, I'm sure I do, but offhand, I mean, Agamonia has them, but I guess I'm curious with I'm against a lack of usability, which you'd have with smaller cards, but like, what's a game that you have that has larger cards that you like it, you specifically like the larger cards? Like, I'm curious what you mean by that. Swap me, message retracted. I'm always curious about those. Board collect. Hello all. Petrified. Howdy howdy. Around the some games. Hi Alex. Do you prefer it when prototypes reflect the deluxe version or retail version of the game? Oh, deluxe. I'm a sucker for premium stuff, so deluxe always. Ben Cartier. Where's Primal going to be in top 100? Top 10? I'd be shocked if it's not top 10. Jeremy Howard. PAX U? Absolutely, Jeremy. We should spend time together. Although we're going to do that level up too, but we should spend time together at PAX U, because why not? Because I like you and I miss your face. It's been too long. It's been too long. Last time I actually really got to interact with you was the Gamers Ranch, and that was a fun time. That was a fun time. I miss you, dude. Mike, I just mentioned an insert for Unsettled that lets me put the 9 planets I have in the framework box, saves a ton of space. Oh, that's a hard one for me. I like the Unsettled setup, that I don't think I want to condense it, which is very rare for me. Very, very, very rare. I almost always want to condense things, but I do kind of like the unsettled structure. Chris, Alex, do you recommend I back Western Legends stories if I already own Western Legends? Which is one of my favorite games? Ooh, that's a hard one for me to answer. I like Western Legends, but I drastically prefer Western Legends stories because I think the exploratory aspect enhances the gameplay for me. But if you like Western Legends as is, it's a harder conversation. I'm not as sure. For me, Western Legends does not have a place in my collection. Western Legends Stories has a place in my collection, at least until I finish it. Surround me. We primarily play campaign games or legacy games. We don't have a lot of time for rules teach, so it's most efficient for us right now. Oh, then yeah, definitely get Lands of Evershade. Oh my god, enjoy Lands of Evershade. It's so much fun. It is. I think you'll like it. I'm behind on chat as usual. ACS. I only have Primal in terms of campaign games, and Primal campaign feel kind of separate from the actual gameplay. Sometimes to get Lands of Evershade. Yeah, the Primal campaign is more of a sequence of games than a story campaign. Lands of Evershade is excellent. I don't know if it's your genre though. You have to always know your genre. But for me, it is again, to me, I feel it's up there with Iridia in terms of being best in class in what it's doing. I want Iridia to show up. Jeremy, level up? Yes, indeed. He will be at level up. Smooth. Hello from Illinois. Regarding logging plays, how do you manage too many bones? Do you log each mission card as a play or only after completing the boss fight? Great question, Smooth. I've done this on the channel before, and it was a hot topic back then. I basically look to log as many plays as possible without outright cheating, although different people will have different definitions of outright cheating. So a good example would be, let's say I'm setting up too many bones. If I'm setting up too many bones, and if I play too many bones for 4.5 hours straight and finish it all, that's one play. If I play too many bones for an hour and a half and then go do other stuff and come back tomorrow and play it for an hour and a half and then come back the next day and play for an hour and a half, that's 3 plays. Even though it's the exact same amount of game time, it's 3 different plays. So I kind of log based on what I interpret as a session. Here's my rules, okay? If I play it as a session, it's a play. Each session is a play. And if it's a full game, it doesn't matter how long the sessions are, it's a play. So if I play Things and Rings 17 times in an hour, that's 17 log plays. If I play Too Many Bones in 4.5 hours, that's 1 play. If I play Too Many Bones across 3 days in 4.5 hours, that's 3 plays. So, do the rules make sense? Not necessarily. Do they make sense intuitively to me? Yes, they do. Can I justify them? Don't really care, don't really need to. It doesn't really matter at all. So yeah, that's how I log plays there. Me, hello Board Collect. Orclo, have you played Speakeasy? I have not. Are you going to level up? Yes, chat offer this week, okay. Alex, go check their campaign. 100 times 58 and 76 by 45 are both non-standard sizes. You can also see Mayday's sleeve find is nothing close. I really want to look into that. That bothers me so much. Gambit, off topic, what's your opinion of Black Rose Rebirth? Is it worth it? Something similar? Black Rose Rebirth is a very good experience for people who are going to play that game a lot. I don't think it's a great experience if you're going to play it infrequently. I think it's a very good game, but you really need people who are going to get it to the table. And a lot doesn't mean a lot, but like if you're tabling it once a month, sure. I think it needs to be tabled on a semi-regular basis to get the most out of that experience, but it is a great game if you do so. As far as something similar, I'll check out Wiz War from Fantasy Flight. Long gone, out of print, but that's a similar genre, I think. Sindeka, what am I going to do? I want Avalon, Massive Darkness 3, and Cthulhu Death May Die Forbidden Reaches, but I can't afford all three. What do I cut? You cut everything except for Cthulhu Death May Die, obviously. Cthulhu Death May Die is the best. But in actuality, the real answer, I hate this because I'm being logical, the real answer is you cut Massive Darkness and Cthulhu Death May Die because you already have tons of content for those games, and you get Avalon because at least it represents something new for your collection. Maybe. I like Cthulhu Death May Die too much. Solomon, hi Alex, did you find the storage solution Primal you're happy with? Any chance it'll be showing me in a 3D print video? Yes, it will. My Primal's currently has a 3D printed insert. I just am missing one part that I need to add, and once I do that, I will probably show in the next Deluxe Creation video, which is overdue, by the way. Ryan speaking, no, Srebme, when does the top 100 games of all time as of 2024 start filming? Will there be guest stars? So guest stars is up to, okay, so, well, there's different guys. Ooh, guest stars. Oh, interesting. So the short answer is starts filming hopefully soon. I'd like to have them dropping mid-December. That's what I'd like to do. As far as guest stars, I haven't. So Meg may or may not show up in them. I assume she. So we'll see. We'll see. Meg is allowed to join if she wants to. It's just ultimately if she has the bandwidth to join, she'll join. If she doesn't, she doesn't. As far as other people, I'd love to have guest stars, but I don't know if it'll happen. Like, there's any, like, we'll see. Maybe I'll reach out to a few people and say, hey, if you happen to be in the neighborhood and want to join, you can. But like, up to you. It's a weird one because I don't expect people, like, Devin's a crazy wild card. So, like, Devin would show up to, one year I did my top 100, and Devin just, like, showed up through intermittent videos. But, in general, it's weird to show up to somebody else's top 100 midway through. For the top 10, maybe. For the top 100, always a little weird. But we'll see. If it happens, it happens. I'm not against it. Ryan, speaking of expansion Unsettled, we played last night with all the modules and really elevated the game for us. I need to play it again. I love Unsettled. ACS, honestly, I very much dislike when games only have previews and no actual reviews. Storyfold is one example. I really want to get it, but I'm going to wait until actual reviews come out. I can give you my review. I can give you my review right now. So, in general, when we do preview content, I will not give opinions in the preview content, but and this might not be the best for business, but I have a hard time. I don't mind not putting an opinion in a specific video. I have a very hard time playing a game and being like, nope, I'm not going to tell you how I felt about it. To you, the audience, the people who make this channel what it is. I have a very, this is not said with any judgment to any other channel. I get it. But I absolutely, how far behind am I? I feel like I'm so far behind. Anyways, we'll get back to things. Oh, Jacob Justice, thanks for becoming a member. Appreciate it. Yeah, I have a hard time playing a game and then telling you that I'm not going to tell you how I feel about it. Actually, speaking of which, now that Meg's in chat right now, I believe Meg actually just asked me yesterday. She wants to be more active on her Patreon, and she wants to give her thoughts on the preview she played. So right about now, go ahead and check out Meg's Patreon down below in order to guilt her into actually being active and giving you all her behind-the-scenes secret spicy thoughts on the previews that she plays. I was like, yeah, go for it. Again, I'm not... In the video itself, I don't mind saying a preview video is not going to have an opinion. But I refuse to not have an opinion myself, and I refuse to tell Meg she can't have an opinion publicly. Like, you people are the reason these channels exist. So, like, yeah, you can have your opinions, just not in that video. Also, so check out Meg's Patreon if you want spicy thoughts from her. And in my Week in Review, what I've been doing now is, in my Week in Review, I give thoughts on every game that I cover that week. Regardless, whether I liked it or not, you'll get my thoughts on it. I might be softer in the language, so if a game was not good, I might say, oh, that wasn't for me, I didn't really enjoy it, as opposed to saying it's not good. That I might be willing to do, because it's not really a review as much, but yeah. Anyways, Storyfold. I like Storyfold with the caveat that I need to play it more. That's my short opinion of Storyfold. Storyfold is... I played the tutorial, which was literally just nothing. You're just kind of doing what the game tells you to do. There's no real decision in the Storyfold. It's literally like, hey, roll the dice to pass the test. If you failed, just keep rolling until you passed it because we're on rails right now. So the tutorial doesn't count at all. Then they had one mission past that, which I did enjoy. Now, how much did I enjoy? I don't know yet because I played one game. But I did like the overall arc. I like the card management system from Arc Nova and other games of Fort. I like the just general managing the economy. I felt the story was kind of meh for me. Like, I wasn't invested in the story. Like, okay, great, there's a story. There's a bear and a person and you're wandering through the woods and you're crossing streams. I wasn't pulled in by the narrative or any sense of choose your own adventure around that. I think in general, choose your own adventure will pull me into a story a lot more. Going back to Lands of Evershade, because there's choices, I'm a lot more invested in what's happening. If you put me on rails in the story, I'm less invested in what's happening. This is true for Roll for Adventure, for Destinies. Invest me in the outcome, and I care more about the story. Otherwise, you're just kind of background for me. But I like Storyfold. Story didn't impress me. Gameplay is a little on the lighter side, but there's definite decisions to be making, and it's definitely a little crunchy enough as far as trying to manage your economy. I like it. I want to play it more. I don't know where the rating would be. My instinctive rating is a 4, but that's based off of playing one real session. So take that with a grain of salt. My instinctive rating is a 4. I liked it. Where am I up to? Okay. Professor Meg, so what I could find is that they list the dimensions for the sleeves they're bundling with Avalon, and those sleeve dimensions do not match Sleeve Kings. For example, one is 100 by 58. Oh my gosh, I want to yell at them. I want to yell at them so much. Like, Oathsworn, Shadowborn, whatever. Like, I love you guys as a company. You know this. I love both your games. You know this. I freaking hate how anti-consumer it is to have unique cards with unique sizes. I hate it with every bit of my being. I hate it. Oh my gosh. Jeremy, man, get rid of some games for space and keep the feelings out of it. It's just not that serious, at least to me. My opinion still stands, but my basement is being overrun. Yeah, you got it. You got to do that. Swebme, I have the same concern with Storyfold, but I backed it anyway. Yeah, so Swebme, I like Storyfold. That's the, I mean, I asked Meg her opinion. Meg, what was your opinion of Storyfold? Do you want to let chat know? Because I know you played it too. Professor Meg, it's unclear if this listing is a typo or if they really are unique sizes. Early on the page, it does list tarot-sized cards, but also it lists dimensions for 2 sleeves types. And oh my gosh, I'm so behind on chat. This is like everyone doing the research on sleeves. It's a good. The chat's popping off today. Oracalo, what's your verdict on Endeavor Deep Sea? I covered this in my video yesterday of top 10 games of 2024, but I like Endeavor Deep Sea a lot, but I've only played the prototype, so I want to play it more, but I liked it. I really enjoyed it. Professor Meg, I believe the game had more than just 2 card sizes. I thought it just had 2, but I could be wrong. Mike James, Jeremy Howard, are you going to play through Freedom 5? Well, at least some of it. Jeremy Howard, if I got the game, I covered it in a prototype stage and I had a good time 3 years ago. Exactly what Jeremy said. I had a good time with Freedom 5. I think that there are some games that hold up to the hype 3 years later, see Primal, and there's some games that the hype goes away 3 years later, see Freedom 5. I like Freedom 5. I will almost certainly table it when I get my copy, but I don't know if it's a keeper with the sheer amount of games I have now compared to 3 years ago. Tim Carter, Shadowborn answered about the card side and the Kickstarter. They are sized to fit the regions, and the regions are sized to fit the board frame, and the board frame is sized to fit on people's table. I hate it. I just hate it. There's no way you can't find sleeves. There's no way. There's so many card options. There's so many sleeve types. There's no way you can't do it. Whatever. Not whatever, like I'm letting this go. Like whatever, I'm moving on for now. Tactician, thanks for your reviews and passion. Thanks to you, I own Death May Die and various homicides. Keep going, keep being you. Thank you, Tactician. That's very sweet of you. Petrified, who all is going to level up in February? Might actually be able to make it this time around. Yeah, once again, Level Up Retreat. Go to the Level Up Retreat website. Ticket sales are on. You can go ahead and buy a ticket. We are capping attendance at 500 this year. Last year we were at around 440 if I recall correctly, and that was up from like 300 the year before. So there is a chance we sell out. Right now, based on ticket sales currently, I think we're trending towards roughly the same numbers as last year currently, but we'll see how things go. But that means that you're probably safe, but if you want to guarantee a spot, definitely go buy a ticket. Professor Meg, it does seem like the concept album, they're sticking with unique card sizing in their own sleeves. Shadowborn, you know I like you. Doesn't mean that I like this. Mike James, Jeremy Howard, gotcha. I knew MVM got a finished copy, so I was just curious. Waiting on mine to ship and label. Wait, Freedom 5? I don't have my Freedom 5 yet. Oh my gosh. Innis has large cards. Innis does have large cards. I do like the cards in Innis. Nick Binnickers, will you see you next year, Essen, since it's 2 weeks later and doesn't conflict with your religion days? Yes, hopefully. I really hope to go to Essen this year. I've said that in the past, but I do hope to go to Essen. Aaron Taylor, do you get a chance to play Sea Beast? No, I didn't. Did I? I don't think I did. Jacob Justice, Irari has beautiful tarot-sized cards, and if I remember correctly, Parks has larger cards too. Ooh, Irari is staring at me on the shelf right there. I still have that years later. I still haven't played it. There's problems in my collection. Jacob Justice, again, welcome to BGC member. Thank you for joining. ECS, would you be interested to know what games have had the most of your time? You mean in general what I'm playing? I mean, I cover this every month in my month in review, just telling you which games I'm playing the most. So you could watch that if you want. You don't have to, but like if you want the actual numbers, I do that every single month. Oracalo, Innis has nice tarot-sized cards. I'm so far behind. Oh my gosh. Pedro Emo, do you like the Resident Evil board game at your left? Yes, a lot. I like it a lot. Not to say I'm playing it, but I like it a lot. Moss Gatherer, where's 4 Shuffle Woodland Edge? I don't have the expansion for 4 Shuffle, if that's what you're asking. I do want it, but I don't have it yet. Petrified, message retracted. Alice and Feeborn, teach me your mad card shuffling skills. I need to learn your ways. It's a riffle shuffle. It's fun. It's a riffle shuffle. Just riffle shuffle. It's all good. I mean, it's not all good. It takes time and practice, like most things in life, but you'll get there. Brian, no. Mike James, can you have a BGC Co top 100 without Meg? Is there a BGC Co top without Meg? Is there a BG Co without Meg anymore? Interesting. So short answer is it depends. Last year I did the top 90 myself, and then the top 10 Meg joined for that. Meg is definitely a part of BoardGameCo in every sense of the word, but I kind of leave it up to her what elements she wants to be involved with or not, and or just has the bandwidth to be involved with. So I do consider her very much a part of the channel, and I think she should be in the top 100, but I don't make her be a part of the top 100. I guess the balance is what she gets paid for as an obligation versus what she is allowed to choose to do. So this is a bandwidth and choice to do as opposed to obligation. Devin is weird. Him showing up randomly is completely in character and also awesome. I do love Devin. I wish he was around more, but it is what it is. Both of us just travel too much. We both travel too much. I spoke to him last week. We're trying to get some time together at PAX U. He's one of my dearest friends, without a question in the world. He's one of my dearest friends. I wish we had more bandwidth in both of our schedules to see each other more, and hopefully we'll be able to make that happen. But we'll see. Professor Meg, thank you, Mike James. Just tell my current plan. I'll either be in the full top 100 or join for the top 50, but I'll definitely be in the top 50. Good to know. By the way, you're all finding this out before me. I don't know the plans. Swebme, yay. Orcalo, do you agree with Quack's criticism of Arcs? I haven't played Arcs, so I couldn't tell you. Swebme, Alex hasn't played Arcs. Meryl, Callow White, I've decided to only keep and do one campaign game at a time. Once I do a campaign, I know I will not play it again, then move on to the next one. Up next for me is Iridia, then it'll be Evershade. Those are both excellent choices. Excellent choices. While you're waiting for Iridia, get Agamonia or Primal, because it's amazing. ACS, thoughts on the new Spire's End? It looks like they changed the combat and made it less dice rolling. I've always enjoyed Spire's End, never loved Spire's End. Professor Meg, regarding Storyfold, I think you need to know yourself. It's a cute story and a cards management that reminded me a little bit of Final Girl, just in the sense that you need to juggle what you set up. That's good enough. But Meg, if you want people to subscribe to your Patreon, your thoughts have got to be spicier than that. Like, you really got to go full on spicier. Like, what I've learned in the YouTube space, okay, here's what you got to do. Every game that you ever play has to either be the best game you have ever played or the worst game you have ever played. That's really what the people want to hear. They want to hear the best and the worst. Everything in the middle is kind of boring. So ideally, Storyfold is the best experience that you've ever been the most disappointed by. That's where you get the Patreon dollars. Let's see. Obviously, to everyone watching, I hope it's clear how sarcastic I'm being about the nature of YouTube and clicks. Professor Nick Menikers, Professor Meg, you should be in live videos again. Yes, live. Oh my gosh, life is just complicated and busy and takes time, but Meg is 100% welcome in live videos. We ideally still planning on doing the game show stuff, but we'll see. Professor Meg, I think it's great for people that know they like those types of games, similar to Isla, but if you're not someone that would like that, this isn't going to change your mind. I think that's fair. Rainstorm, do you ever feel sad getting rid of boxes when you consolidate? Marvel United boxes feel like an art piece for me, but I kept them all if they'd fit an entire comic by themselves. Sometimes yes, mostly no. It is usually more important to me to consolidate. That it is what it is. There are times where I make hard choices, like, ooh, which of the Marvel United boxes am I going to keep to store all the stuff in? So there's definitely hard choices, but it's not the end of the world. Let's see. Perhaps Professor Meg, for something like Storyfold, I personally think it's worth it as a solo gamer, but I also sell it once I play through the story, so it's not something you need to keep. Yeah, for sure. When people talk about, like, I will cover replayability. Lands of Evershade, for example. I think every individual campaign in Lands of Evershade is replayable. There's a lot of different choices. There's a lot of different outcomes. I mean, like, just one of the pages of Evershade. I think the second arc, if I'm not mistaken, there's 6 different parts to the prototype I had. So I think part 2 of 6 basically has you going on this journey. And you can literally choose 3 entirely different branches of which path to go on. And even within those branches, how you interact with the board is still going to be vastly different. I think there's a ton of replayability. And I will almost certainly never replay a campaign because I will have more games by that time. Hopefully, I'll play through all of the campaigns. Hopefully, I like the game a lot. I don't know if I actually will, but I'd like to. But I don't see myself ever playing through the same campaign again because even though it's replayable, there's just too many games up there. Professor Meg, perhaps next week I can do the live stream as well if we have time. Professor Meg, next week on Thursday, where are you exactly? Where are you? Now, we could possibly do a live stream. That is a possibility, but just let me know where you are next week Thursday, because I don't think you're where you think you are. Mr. Charles, any insider info on the new Massive Darkness? Will we have access to previous MD2 core? I don't know any of the answers. And I would tell you if I don't know. I would also tell you if I can't say. I don't know any of the answers there. Aaron Taylor, are you doing any camp co-op events at PAX U? Yes, with an asterisk. We haven't officially done this or talked about it yet, but generally at PAX Unplugged, we've done a camp co-op meetup for the past 2 years now, which is not that long, but it's long enough. And I believe we plan on doing it again. I probably should reach out. Someone want to ping Stacy and say, we're totally down to do this again. So we're down to do the event again. Yeah, I haven't done any of the work on this yet, but I would love to do it. I like the camp co-op peeps. They are, like, even though camp co-op as an entity is less of what it used to be, friendships have been forged, bonds have been made, communities have been built, and people matter. And I'd love to hang out with them at PAX U, like we have the past few years. Ryan, Petrified, I'm going, James. I think George, even after Dragon Bear, Stacy, and now Srebmi are going. Meg, Storyfold, Long Dark Sea. I don't know if Meg's played Long Dark Sea, but I don't know. Srebmi, Meg, that's my thought. $40 for 10 hours of gaming is worth it, and I'll probably get most of the $40 back if I sell it early enough. Yeah, totally agree. Professor Meg, Mike James haven't played Long Dark Sea. There we go. ACS, most of your time meaning hours-wise rather than actual plays. Oh, okay. That is harder to answer because the games that get the most plays are usually the shorter games. I don't log hours in any typical way. I just do whatever is on BG stats. So I don't know which games are getting the most hours. Primal is definitely a possibility. Primal's definitely up there right now in terms of the hours being given to a single game. But I don't know after that. I'd have to think what's getting the most hours. What are we replaying the most? I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I mean, and this is excluding BGA. If you count BGA, then like Castle of Burgundy. But yeah. Mike James, thank you. Charles, does Too Many Bones make the trophy chest available every... Does Too Many Bones make the trophy chest available every end of the year? And Riffle. Riffle shows up randomly based on how often people complete the codes or something like that. And the trophy chest, I'm not familiar with their schedule of the trophy chest. Press Meg, yeah, and then you'll know if you like the system for any new ones they do. I assume they'll keep doing it. Makes sense. Petrified. Brian, okay, I need to make it happen. I miss hanging out with you all. Petrified, do it. I would love to hang out. Wait, so you're going to level up or you're going to PAX Unplugged? Where are you going, Petrified? Moss Gatherer, thank you for your videos. I'm new to the hobby and they've helped me find direction. Moss Gatherer, absolutely. Thank you for joining us and being here. Srebmi, Moss Gatherer, welcome to the hobby. Mike James, best or worst? That's where it's at. Yes, that is where it's at. Petrified, I'm not going to answer that question. Oricalo is... Oh, Petrified, I'm not going to answer. But moving on. Oricalo, well, nope, moving on. Professor Meg, I knew that's why I said it. Moss Gatherer, am I the only one that would like to see abstract, themeless, but beautiful games make a comeback? Abstract, themeless, but beautiful games. Like what? What do you have in mind when you say that? Like, do you just mean like games like chess? Like, what do you mean? Tell us more about what you mean, because they kind of exist. Like, there's even something like Veiled Fate. Veiled Fate is very abstract, very beautiful. Sure, there's a theme, but like, does anyone actually care? And if you are someone who cares, let me know. But I assume most of you don't care. James, I know you like nature more than evolution climate. Is that because there's more variability between games of play, or is it because of a single game of nature is better than a single game of evolution? That's an interesting question. I love the combination of things. So I do think there's something very charming about choosing packs of which games go together with nature and then seeing that unfold in a way that, like, I think I prefer any individual session, because when I played Evolution or Evolution Climate or Oceans, I felt like I was playing the game. Every time I've played nature, I have felt like I saw the game that I chose come together. There's something fun about choosing like large beasts and flight and then being like, oh my gosh, like this is a vibe, and I chose that vibe. So I think there's something compelling even about a single session. Jeremy, when people ask about replayability, I think, do they actually play multiple campaigns? Do they make different choices? Or do they stare at the next game on their stack? Jeremy, I'm with you all the time. As reviewers, we still have to talk about it, but every single time I'm like, who in the world is replaying all these games? And they do exist, but they're such a minority. They have to be, right? Professor, don't worry about the meetup, Alex. Stace and I handle it. Professor, Meg, are you already handling it? Am I just like not in the loop? But I appreciate you. Meg, what would you rate Storyful out of 5? Ooh, good question. I'm curious. So Meg, one thing I will say, because I see your answer. Due to how little I got to see because of the prototype, I don't think I'd have the answer yet, but I can definitely say I'll play it when it's finished, so it got me hooked enough for sure. Good answer. My answer is I do give answers about what my instinctive rating. I call it my instinctive rating. The danger of that is some people will hear that and think it's an actual rating. It's not. It's what I instinctively want to say currently. Some people will be like, oh yeah, Alex gives Storyfold a 4. No. Alex thinks Storyfold is a 4, and Alex needs to play Storyfold a whole lot more. There's a danger to it. ultimately, like, I always try to be as true to myself as possible, and ultimately people on the internet will either vibe towards the channel or not, and that's just going to be what it's going to be. But yeah, I do get in trouble, so don't always take what I say as advice. Mike James, Jeremy being all logical. Yep. Nick, do you have BG stats auto active time when you start logging to play? Or do you fill in everything after? I fill in everything after, and they usually just pre-populate. So if I play, I don't know, if I play Primal, it might say, oh, that was Primal set to an hour and a half. Could it have been an hour? Yes. Could it have been 2 hours? Yes. Will it just go in as an hour and a half? Yes. So technically my BG stats does have how much I've played games, but it's like so inaccurate as to be like a general rough range of whatever. Petrified. Didn't expect an answer. Just have to take advantage of the opening for a jab when it's there. Yep, I'm not engaging. Brian, abstract game, TAC. Doesn't Alex hate that one? Brian, you are a troll. I love TAC. Because, Brian, I know you're trolling. You know you're trolling. Some people watching may not know you're trolling. Petrified. I thought Alex hated abstracts in general. Now, I can't tell if you're trolling. I appreciate a good abstract, but I do find that they aren't a themeless game. A game pasted on theme is different than abstract. There's lots of games with pasted on theme. Again, Veiled Fate is more pasted on theme than abstract. But I do find that a theme is something that does help, even if pasted on. But I do appreciate a good abstract. Kai, did you get a chance to play Wondrous Creatures? What do you think of it? No, I have Wondrous Creatures. It's on the shelf. Joey, if Joey's in the chat. Joey, when are we doing game night? Because I need to figure out, I need to figure out problems. My Monday night game night, I need to cancel. I need to reach out to somebody. We'll have to do that. Anyways, yeah, let me know, Joey, because I'm waiting. Long story short, Joey's someone who I play games with, who has a few rule books for games that we're playing. I believe Wondrous Creatures and Minos are next on the list, which we will hopefully be tabling soon. Joey, whenever you want, let me know. Strap me, why did you retract the message before I could read it? Darn it. Joey, let me get back to you on that, because I need to take a look at the schedule for the week and figure things out, but I'm totally down for games. Mike, will you be posting videos on Vestige and Waste of Parts? I half expect it is why I'm asking. I believe both will be getting video content. Jason, 4 encounters in Oathsworn in 12 hours is 4 plays. 1 match of Twilight Imperium is 1 play. Yeah, again, like the plays are just instinctive how I do it. There's rhyme and reason to it, but it's not necessarily rhyme and reason you'll always agree with. Oh, now you're all just being funny. I hate all of you. Okay. Robinson Quill so looks like a super tight fit on your shelf. How do you manage to get it out? I'm so glad you asked. My son loves this, okay? Ready for this. So the short answer is Robinson Crusoe I can actually pull out because I specifically left it a bit out. So I can actually just grab it out. So, and I may have pushed it a bit too far. Yeah, you see now I pushed it a bit too far in. But there's this thing over here, which I actually got for my board game table, because if you mess with the leaves on it, you can basically put this down, clamp, and then pull, because it creates suction. But I discovered that if you get really big boxes too far into your calyx, you can grab this, and you can go like this, pull, and then it just comes out like that. Isn't that like magic? Isn't that so cool? You can get a set of like 2 of these for like $8 on Amazon, and I love them. And I use them for every time a box gets stuck in the calyx cubby. I use this as my new tool, and I'm so proud of it. And I kind of figured it out one day, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I don't know. I figured it out after I moved. I know that. I never used to use this, and I was like, this works. Every time a box is stuck in there, a little suction cup. I'm a little kid in a candy shop right now. I'm so happy to share this. $8 on Amazon. Have fun with it. I don't even know what you call it. This one is called Kaisi, Kaisi. But honestly, this is one of those products that like the manufacturers change every 5 minutes while people try to get new Amazon listings. Just look for suction cup. They'll be like a very vibrant color like this. Really useful. Like they pick up anything. Like, will they pick up this? I don't know, but I guess so. Yeah, like it's just whatever it is. They just apply suction and they work. And I'm so happy I got to show that to you. Okay. Oh, message deleted by Professor Meg. Meg, you're deleting messages now? I don't understand what's going on here. Okay. I'm curious what prototypes you have seen that you have changed the most. I'm curious what prototypes you have seen that have changed the most since actual release. I'd have to think about it. I don't know the actual answer. I'd have to think about it. But, yeah. Okay. Wait, Meg, why did you delete ACS's message? Because I can see the message you deleted, and it doesn't look like a problem at all. Are this part of the troll? I don't understand what's happening here. ACS, I'm curious what prototypes you have seen that have changed the most since actual release. I have to think about it. There definitely are games that have changed a lot since actual release, but I don't know how noticeable it is to me because I'm often playing them years later. And so, like, I'd have to think about it. I'm sure there are answers I can come up with, but not at the second. Joey Crouch, whenever you want, let me know. We'll talk. AR games look like their approach changed a lot, but that could just be a visual thing. Yeah, visual changes I'm not counting. I'm talking about gameplay changes. And again, I don't always remember, like, the changes or not. A whole bunch of messages retracted because you guys are all tools, but I love you for it. Me, I love you, chat, so much. Jacob Justice, I just received a Feast for Odin plus the expansions on a trade. It did not include the base game board, just the newer one that came with the expansions. Is that a big deal? I mean, it's a big deal if you want to play the base game. It's not a big deal if you want to play the expansions, so I guess that's the answer. ACS, me agreed. If only Alex had a live stream. Agreed. If only Alex had a live stream every day, my life would be complete. If Alex had a live stream every day, I would fall apart. I'm barely functional as a human being. The only reason I survive is because I constantly take on too much, do too much, but I love everything I do. So it's not work. It's just me scrambling all the time to keep up with the things that I want to do. There's some work in there, like, you know, you gotta do any number of things. Like, I spent half an hour at the bank yesterday trying to figure out whatever. There's always issues in life. There's always things that are work. Don't get me wrong. My life is not perfect, but my life is very good. But I do take on too much stuff that I want to do, and then I'm like, ooh, let me play Factorio while I'm at it, because I have time for that in my life. I dislike front-facing games, but Alex, that is an awesome tool to solve getting games out. Yeah, I don't do front-facing games anywhere else. It is only for the visual aesthetic of the set. But everywhere else, it's not front-facing at all. How does suction work? Okay. I'm sorry, I'm stuck in this question. Okay. Well, I think this is just suction to begin with, based on me pushing it down. But I think what's happening is, this is actually really strong. I think as I push this down, it compresses the orange part against the black to provide a very high degree of force between, because this is a regular suction cup. But what's happening is this tool puts a high degree of force and pressure that makes the suction cup operate at a high level. So it's not that this is a special suction cup, this is generic suction. It's just that the tool provides a lot of pressure that locks in because of that additional little lever in place. So, if your question is how does suction work in general, that's a different question I don't know the answer to. Also, I'm realizing that I've lost chat, so I need to go back in chat and pop back out again. Okay, let's go to pop chat out because I got caught back up. Also, it's 2:04. Oh my gosh, we're so behind. Okay, I'm gonna zoom through the questions and hopefully finish because I need to. Okay, live chat. Okay. I look forward to seeing your kids reviewing the new KTPG games Lairs. I didn't get it. I'm sure they'll review it down the road, but I didn't get their copy right now. Robbie Sanger, look for suction cups for Windows Glass. That's what that size is normally used for. Okay. Around the some games, the suction cup thing sounds like a phenomenal marketing ploy. It does. Tim Carter, the suction cup doesn't scuff damage the box at all. I haven't noticed, but I can't imagine why it would, maybe. I was trying to guess what the delay is you were reading it. Oh, gotcha. We're trying to delete a message as I was reading it. Moss, as far as abstract, I'm just having trouble finding tasteful games. I'm not interested in killing zombies or raising bunnies, no offense. I'm simply looking for a thoughtful competition. No offense taken at all. I mean, killing zombies is awesome, plastic dragons are awesome, raising bunnies is awesome, and planting crops is awesome. But as far as abstract go, I mean, check out the GIF series if you haven't seen that. GIF, Zertz, Tsar, Yinch, Dvan, and if it sounds like I'm saying random words, it's just called the GIF series. GIPF. Does the suction work in your forehead? I imagine a little bit. Nope, not at all. Not at all. I need a flatter surface. Need a video on the science of negative airspace, its effects, and the application in the real world? No. You're such a sucker for answering that question. Absolutely. James Dotham, just for kicks, throughout all your years in the hobby, what games have you deferred the most in your opinion from public opinion, where they love the game and you disliked it, and vice versa? Great question. I actually did 2 videos on that. I did videos where I think the games are overrated, and I'm very clear here, I don't think there's such a thing as overrated. To me, overrated just means that my opinion is much lower than the average. It doesn't mean the game's overrated. And then I also did a video of games that I like more than the average. So you can go and check those out. I don't have easy answers offhand, but just to give you a few, I know Carson City I like much more than the average rating. I know Aquatica I like much more than the average rating. Wild Descent I like much more than the average rating. Those are just 3 games that are in that video that I definitely like more than the average rating. Right now, Spectacular. Spectacular is a 5 out of 5 for me. I love it. It's like a 7.4 on BGG. To me, it's a 5 out of 5. This will happen. So, yeah, those are some offhand. As far as games that people love that I didn't, Dwellings of Eldervale is loved, and I'm kind of okay with it. Recently, Tend. People seem to be loving Tend, and I'm kind of like, okay with it. So there are a lot of games out there that are, let's think of more longer term. Wingspan. I was always okay with Wingspan. I never loved Wingspan. So there's definitely a lot of games out there that fall in the category. I have done videos on both of these. Brian, that really sucks. Oh, that's cute. Aaron, time for rapid fire questions so we can't leave. Too late. I'm catching up. I'm hosting a board game night starting tonight. What is the best co-op adventure game that you would recommend to start with 2 players? The best co-op adventure game. That's such an open-ended question. The best co-op adventure game that you'd recommend to start with 2 players. What kind of adventure game? Like, there's so many options. There's so many options. I don't know. Like, what do I mean, Cthulhu Death May Die. But, like, is that what you count as an adventure game? Like, what do you count as an adventure game? And you want co-op. And I haven't played The Witcher co-op, so I do. Oh, Spirit Island. Jeremy's saying Spirit Island. That is a good choice. But I don't think of that as an adventure game. It's not an adventure game. Lost Ruins of Arnak with the expansion. The cooperative expansion. That's my answer. There you go. Okay, there you go. Enjoy that. Jeremy Howard, Faraway and Castle Combos, snooze. Jeremy Howard, how dare you? Faraway is amazing. Castle Combos, very, very good. Faraway is better. Oh my gosh, Jeremy. Aaron Taylor, what are the games that yet to come to crowdfunding this year that you're most excited about? Cthulhu Death May Die, Distant Skies, whatever you call it. Whatever the Sky one is. Serial Killer, for Legendary, the deck building game, Matrix or Marvel, or Predator, Alien the best. I haven't played enough of them. I do need to play the Matrix one. I do have it. I have never fallen in love with those games. I've enjoyed those games, never fallen in love with them. Mike James, Massive Darkness 2, that's 2025. Professor Meg, Isla, oh, that's a good choice. Isla's solo, Meg. Isla's solo. Nick Binnickers, how's the new house? I love it. Professor Meg, Sleeping Gods, that works. Nick Binnickers, New Man Cave, love it. Jeremy Howard, Deep Rock Galactic, Massive Darkness 2. Oh my gosh, I want to play Deep Rock Galactic again. I just reread the rules, like literally on my flight back from Poland. I reread the rules because I played the game twice when I first got it, and then haven't tabled it since. And I was like, I'm gonna read the rules and play it again. And then I have a million games to play that have like time sensitive things attached to it, but I do want to play Deep Rock Galactic again, and Massive Darkness is amazing. ACS, have you played Terraforming Mars with the milestones yet? It changes the game so much and adds so much replayability. Yes, I have. Professor Meg, when you do solo, LOL, when you solo so much you forget what is and isn't solo. Yes, I hear that problem, and with that we are going to call it. It is currently 2:08, and I have a call very, very shortly that I need to hop on. Or is it now? No, I think it's in 22 minutes. I think I'm safe. But I'm going to go ahead and end this. All of you are awesome, and I appreciate you, and I will see you maybe next week. I will not be here next week. I will be somewhere else next week. If there's a chance to do a live stream on Thursday, I might. But no guarantees. So, and historically speaking, when I travel, I think travel stuff happens and it's a little harder. But I would love to, so we'll see what happens. But don't expect it. If not, I'll be back the week after, and then I'll be PAX Unplugged, so there won't be that week. We'll figure it out. I'll always be here. You'll always be here, and I appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a good one. Sorry, I got to my computer and I saw there was a question, and I'm not going to remember to answer this. The in-between studio. So there was an in-between studio that was at Meg's place. That was basically as a backup situation in case I couldn't get this studio up and running. Because I was worried that it might be so much time and I do so many videos that I needed an in-between studio. So it kind of functioned, like I did a few videos in it just to normalize it, and then I ended up just not really using it because I was able to get this up and running fast enough. So it was really primarily built literally as a backup studio in case the move went south and things didn't work, but it's already been dismantled. So like there were like 8 videos in that studio, maybe 10, something like that, but that's not a studio that's coming back. So that's what happened, and I'll see you all.